Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter.
And Coco Vanderwolf here, clearly. And we are all here to talk about, well, I don't know if Coco Vanderwolf's talking, but we're here to talk about
Oh,
Blue
yeah,
Bloods.
she's here to talk about where's Lieutenant Bark.
Yeah, where is Lieutenant Bark, a.k.a. Jamko? They brought this dog in, and now this dog is just never to be seen again.
Yep.
Anyway, we will discuss Blue Bloods
Disapprove.
Season 10, Episode 17. It's okay, we get to go to the Puzzle Palace, which I thought was going to be this fun, exciting place, and then actually, no, it's just one PP. It's the same place we've been time and time again for the entire show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about everything that happens. Did Danny almost get a new love interest, only to then blow it?
Oh, did he ever blow it?
We will talk about that. We will talk about a change for Jamie and Eddie that I think has been a long time coming.
And we're going to talk about Sean.
Yeah, is Sean becoming a cop? Before we dive in, if you guys do like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates. I'm going to say we start with Jamie and Eddie, mostly because I was so distracted by the fact that this actress was Mr. Kaplan on the blacklist for the entire time, and I was just like, she's gonna go away and find some, like, dead people to clean up. Like, I mean, it was just, but no, she's a great actress. It's good casting.
She's such a good actress. What a great casting. I saw her and I was like, yes. She's really good. So it was cool to see her on there. They always do get some pretty good guest roles going on.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good performers in New York, and I think that always helps. And, you know, this story, it started out as Jamie and Eddie helping Mrs. Riley. See, I'm calling her the right thing. I'm not calling her Mr. Kaplan for the entire video. And what it actually turns out is, in the end, Jamie and Eddie are going to at least be working at the same time again.
Finally! Okay, so we've been saying all season long that they need to get back onto the same schedule at the very least. I had predicted that by Christmas they would probably be back on the same schedule because this has not been working. It has not been working for me. I've seen other fans out there not working for them. We just wanted to see them where they're back both working days. Like I had been saying, was there not any other way that she wouldn't report to Jamie and she could work a day? And it was just like, no, that couldn't be a thing. And here we are. She's working days. They have figured it out.
In the end, my feeling on this is always kind of simple. It's Blue Bloods. You make your own rules. Like, you don't need... I'm sure you want to try to be as authentic as possible. And I don't know the NYPD handbook or anything like that. But I think they found a way that stays kind of true to the spirit of the show.
Yep.
It's not where Eddie is working right under Jamie,
No.
but they can be at work together. They can actually see each other during the day. And then, I don't know, watch TV together at night? Like, do things normal people do?
They can have an actual relationship. And ever since they've been on these different schedules, they've been barely together. And when they are together, there's been a lot of sort of this bickering going on, which kind of stinks. I mean, they're newlyweds, so they get married and now it's like, oh, and now you never see each other. Passing ships in the night, and when you pass, you're bickering. So now I'm kind of hoping that now that they're on the same schedule, not working together, but at least on the same schedule, they're gonna get into a groove.
They have a new activity. They can play Mahjong together.
That's
like,
right.
Who wouldn't want to play Mahjong with Jamie, Eddie, and Mr. Kaplan? It feels like it's a perfect combination.
Yes. The only thing that I found a little bit weird about this storyline is that they knew who the neighbor was and that she had been divorced for 7 years, but they had never seen this guy come into the building.
Well, you know, they're so busy on their own case. No, I don't have any explanation for it.
I'm just going to say that I felt that was the only sort of weak part of it where it was kind of like, she's like, oh, and I'm still married. Oh, whose laundry is this? I'm just like, guys, you know who she is. You've never seen this man come into the building or into her place like for 7 years? I know they haven't been there 7 years, but you know what I mean? You know who your neighbors are. I know who's around us and who's coming and going.
It's a little odd. I mean, we'll say that. But I'm so happy about Jamie and Eddie that I'm just gonna focus on the good news, which is that finally we get to move forward with the two of them.
Yeah.
And now we get to talk about Danny Reagan having zero game. This is funny to me because I feel like Donnie Wahlberg needs to actually go have a talk with Danny Reagan, because I feel like Donnie Wahlberg probably has game, and it is very ironic that he plays a man who has none.
Well, the thing is obviously he lost his wife,
Yeah,
and he hasn't really moved on, and I mean, it's been difficult. He's been trying, and it's hard. I mean, I can't imagine what he's gone through with this, but at the same time, yeah, I wanted to see some chemistry there with these two, but I haven't really been feeling it. I really wanted to, though. I actually kind of liked him with Maggie a little bit. And, you know, I'm not saying that I don't like this actress. I do. And the character is interesting, but the chemistry just isn't there yet. I mean, there just hasn't been enough.
I think it could get there.
I think it could.
If she does turn up again. And I do, like, you know, I joke around about Danny not having any game, but it's appropriate for the character after everything he's been through. I think it's great to see a guy who is so confident in his job be not good at other things. And because there's clearly a moment where you see her, and I think her name is Megan. And you see her seemingly trying to sort of put something out there to him, and he just doesn't really pick up on it. And then instead he starts talking about, like, you know, improprieties that she may or may not have been involved with.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she totally put it out there for him to pick up. I would like a ride home. Okay. You say yes. Not yes, but you have done everything that I will never forgive you for is the absolute worst in my book for the rest of your life. So, yeah, she's taking her own car home.
Yeah,
She'll catch another ride.
Danny, that is... I think that is rule number one. Don't accuse someone who might be a love interest of potentially law-breaking offenses. Because otherwise, yeah, they're not going to want to get into a car with you, because they're going to think that you're going to, like, clandestinely bring them into a cop car instead.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we just saw in NCIS the other day, where Gibbs had a van and the door was open and he's inviting in this guy from the hostage situation. Why don't you get into my van? We, of course, won't be going to the police station.
Everyone remember what I said in that video. If anyone says ever get in my van, the answer is always no.
Yes.
But yes, I would like to see more of this play out, mostly because I kind of dug Baez as kind of like the wing woman, where she was just like, I'm going to go work on some paperwork now. And
yeah, you see his face, he's just like, who wants to go do paperwork?
Yeah, I know. She was like surprisingly enthused. It's like, oh, I've got to get this paperwork done right now.
Yeah, I think it's just the way it's really going to work with Danny getting back on the horse. He's not necessarily going to need a push. I think he's just going to need to actually spend some time with somebody. And with everything being the way it was with this particular case and what, you know, Megan did, it is against the law and there was stuff that happened. This was just not the right time for it.
No.
I'm thinking more of like, go down, visit her a little more often. She comes up, visits a little more often. Maybe they catch a sandwich together at a truck. Like, it needs to be a little more natural for Danny than, hey, I'm going to go do paperwork and you can drive this girl home. Like, no, man. Like, he can't pick that up.
No. Danny's not gotten that far along here. He, good on Baez for trying to be a good friend. But, yeah, I think it needs a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do want to get mostly to the Sean thing because I don't know. I don't really know how much we need to talk about the Erin and the Frank storyline.
Yeah, the only thing about the Frank one, I mean, this was a pretty typical sort of Frank storyline.
Yeah, I know.
It was good, and I mean, I enjoyed it, and I always enjoy Tom Selleck, so I mean, it's hard not to. But Erin's is an interesting one because I'm kind of wondering if that's going to come back to get her later. It feels like the setup for sort of like we had with a Danny and a Delgado, that this could be sort of a strange thing. I mean, at the end of that, having that guy be like, so once I'm out, you want to get together? I was just like, oh my goodness, this is going to turn out so badly for her.
Yeah. Yeah. And she nipped that in the bud really fast.
Yeah, by being like, I'll keep my eye on you, and him being like, me too. It's not good. It's not good.
No.
This is going to come back.
If this comes back, I think it will be a much more merited storyline.
Yes.
I think I'm so stuck on this idea that everything Erin does that's like serialized is going to be about the DA stuff.
Yeah.
That I wasn't really thinking about it that way, but I think you're right. This could be important. I won't discount it as much.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it's going to come back right away, and yeah, maybe it won't come back. But I do think that they've opened the door that maybe afterwards, once she's done her DA stuff, or maybe even during it, which might make it an even meatier storyline, that this guy's gonna pop back up again and be a problem.
Yeah, and I think there's a pretty good chance that could happen now that I at least think about it. It's an idea the writer should explore for season 11, which I know there's no season 11 yet, but come on, it's got to happen.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the Sean of it all, because this is a conversation that I'm kind of surprised the show hasn't really dove into more recently. I mean, is Jamie the end of the line?
Yeah, I like that they introduced it. I think I've said for a while that my sort of ideal ending for Blue Bloods, if it ever does end, is you sort of see one of the kids become a cop and go and graduate from the police academy, and it's sort of like, okay, the next generation of Reagans they're here. It's all gonna be fine. Sean's obviously not in a place yet where I think he's really thinking about that just yet. I think he's more thinking about how many chicken nuggets can I eat within 30 minutes. But I think eventually he's going to get there, and he doesn't seem fully opposed to the idea.
I actually wondered if, this is what I would actually rather. I'd rather see Nikki end up doing her job, going out on her own a little bit, kind of getting her footing and stuff, and then coming back and making the decision to go into the police force. I think sometimes it takes people a little bit of time. I mean, becoming a cop is a pretty important decision that you're going to make. To me, it holds a lot of weight. This isn't like deciding you're going to be a banker or you're going to be a YouTuber or something like that. I mean, you're putting your life on the line. So I would like to see a good story for Nikki if we get her back longer next season.
Yeah, I know.
That it would be sort of I went out, I checked out life, I tried another job, it really wasn't for me, and the more I thought about it, I just wanted to come back and do this. But that, as like you said, a series finale, that it's sort of like, I don't necessarily need to see her sort of graduating and going into the force, but even just having that conversation to be like, I've decided that this is what I'm going to do. The end. And it's like, yeah, it's going to continue. I just don't feel like Sean is going to want to be a cop. I mean, he's just in that frame of mind that he's just like, meh. How many days do I get off? I'm like, okay, this kid is not into this right now.
He's just not ready. He could get, maybe if we get like 5 more seasons of Blue Bloods at the end of that 5th season, I think Sean might be in a place. I mean, right now, no, he's too much in like video games and like whatever else the kids are doing these days. He's still kind of in that spot. Or the adults. Well, yeah, I know. I'm totally obsessing about a video game coming out in a week. But, that's neither here nor there. Sean, I at least relate to part of that. I would also want to eat a lot of chicken nuggets, though maybe not as many as possible. But
not that day. We're going to have a big video game party. This is all coming out in the video.
Yeah, I know. Well, thanks to everyone who stuck around for the 14-minute mark of a Blue Bloods discussion. But here's the bad news now. We don't know when Blue Bloods is technically going to be back.
Yeah.
With episode 18, there's repeats listed for the 10th, for the 17th, maybe the 24th.
Oh, man. It's going to be a wait, guys.
I think the thing is that there's only so many episodes they have left. I mean, like pretty much every other show out there, filming had to shut down early. I hope all you guys out there are safe. And I think CBS, they want to try to stretch this out to try to get it as close to May as possible. I think we're going to at least have a couple more episodes. I haven't heard an exact number, but hopefully there'll be some fun stuff in there, even if we don't have a proper finale.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll wrap this up, but for all of you guys out there, we want to know, what do you think about Jamie and Eddie finally being on the same shift again? Do you have any dating advice for Danny Reagan? Let's pretend Danny is reading the YouTube comments and he's looking for some help. He's looking for a love doctor. Give him some notes. And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking the link in the description to the store. And we'll see you here next time.